Jalen Brunson went from a backup in Dallas to a superstar in New York, and it is not a fluke. From his deadly footwork to his surgical pick and roll reads, he has slowly become one of the best guards in the NBA. But now, instead of going to New York, he will wind up staying in Dallas and make it arguably one of the biggest big threes of all time. But it all starts in 2022. The hype around Dallas's big three was real, and with leaked CCTV footage of Dallas's practice, the whole internet was buzzing, as they couldn't wait to see this big three in action. But once the season started, all of that came to fruition. These three were unstoppable, and they played like it. This entire team was scoring on all three levels, and they wouldn't go a possession without making a shot. With Kyrie Irving's superb ball handling and its flashy layup package, Kyrie was showing out as one of the best guards in the league. But now with the playoffs imminent, there was no telling how this big three would play. But at the end of the season, this team finished with a record of 56-26 and was able to claim the third seed, where it would not be no easy battle, as over in LA, there's a GOAT that awaits. This was a legacy game for LeBron, as at age 38, he's not getting any younger, so that's going to make this matchup even harder for the big three. But once the game started, all of their jitters went away, as Jalen, Kyrie, and Luka combined for 60 points at the end of the first half. For also scoring so many points, the team's chemistry has never been better, as they were also able to come out of this game with a win. But LeBron was devastated, taking this loss to heart and vowing for vengeance. But this meant nothing to Jalen, as they wouldn't just win Game 2, but Game 3 and Game 4 as well, and would now officially sweep the Lakers and LeBron. In round 2, it was Dallas versus Denver, but despite Jokic's triple-double effort, it meant nothing as the Nuggets would lose in 5. Now in the Western Conference Finals, they would have a tough opponent in the first seed Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards. But after 2 dominating wins, the Mavs would start this series off 2-0. But now they'd be playing in one of the biggest games of the series, as a win here could almost solidify themselves a trip to the finals. And in this game, Jalen Brunson went nuclear, dropping a career playoff high 57 points. But the Mavericks would still take a crucial Game 3 loss. But now they knew they had to win Game 4, so that's how they played. The Dallas Big Three would win Game 4 by 36 points, putting a stamp not only in the Timberwolves, but also possibly the series. So now, going into Game 5, they were 1 win away from the NBA Finals. And in that Game 5, Jalen Brunson made the case of why he's one of the best in the league, as he would help lead them to a Game 5 win and an NBA Finals appearance.
It's been one of the most exciting playoff runs in NBA history, and we still have the championship round to go. And it all starts tonight here in Dallas. Game 1, best of 7, it's the NBA Finals.
A team Jalen Brunson was supposed to be on will now face the Mavericks in the NBA Finals. And throughout any doubt, Julius Randle has led this Knicks team from a 6th seed to the NBA Finals. But that means absolutely nothing when Jalen Brunson is lighting up the scoreboard. The Big Three was lights out in the NBA Finals, with Luka mostly leading the charge, and they were able to pick up dominating wins in both Game 1 and Game 2, and they were able to keep this momentum into Game 3 and Game 4 to claim their first NBA Finals championship, with Luka also winning Finals MVP. Is this the start of a dynasty, or something completely different? Now in the offseason, the work did not stop for Jalen, as he was in the gym every day perfecting his craft. And with how good this team is and how they played last year, 2 in a row is not unlikely. So at the start of the season, this team was even better than last year, as they would make upgrades like picking up Klay Thompson from the Warriors and drafting Derek Lively. So throughout the season, this was the best team anybody has almost ever seen, as they had insane scoring, insane playmaking, and insane defense. So with all this great Mavs basketball, they would finish the season putting up a record of 70-12, which is one of the best records of all time. Along with that, Luka would also win his first MVP, putting up a triple-double, while Jalen Brunson would also crack All-NBA third team. So now heading into playoffs as the first seed, all the momentum was in their favor. But it still wouldn't be easy, as they have to get past John Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. But to start off this series, Jalen Brunson was on fire, as he was able to lead his team to the first win of the series. And from that point forward, the Grizzlies didn't stand a chance, as the Big Three in Dallas would easily sweep them and move on to the second round, where a familiar face will be waiting for their arrival. In game number 1, this Dallas team was on fire, as they were able to mostly shut down Stephen Curry, and they would come out of this game with a win by 50 points. And they'd be able to keep this momentum going into game 2 and game 3, which in game 2 was a 60-point blowout, and in game 3 was a 28. And it was clear the morale for the Warriors was at an all-time low. And luckily for the Mavs, they would keep this momentum going into game 4, and would easily beat the Warriors by 30 points, sending them back home to California. After a heartbreaking loss in last year's Western Conference Finals, Ant came into the season with a chip on his shoulder, wanting to prove everybody wrong and show how great he really is. Snap back to present day, and the Timberwolves and Mavericks are both back in the Western Conference Finals. And while the Mavs are looking to repeat, the Timberwolves are looking for revenge. But in game 1, it was anything but revenge, as the Mavs would steamroll the Timberwolves and cruise to an easy 20-point victory. And in game 2 and game 3, there were easy wins for the Mavericks. And now with game 4 on the horizon, all hope seems lost for Minnesota. And this became abundantly clear in game 4, as with 3 minutes left in the game, they were down by 40 points. That also means the Dallas Mavericks would make it back to the finals for the second year in a row, where the thought of a dynasty wasn't too far-fetched. Over in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Knicks would have a 3-1 lead over the Atlanta Hawks, as Cat and the Knicks looked for their revenge. And after securing the win, the rematch would now be set, where the Knicks and the Mavericks would face off once again. In game 1, both teams were playing great, as for the first time in the series, the Mavericks were in a one-possession game with less than 30 seconds left. Knicks are inbounding the ball down by 1. To try to steal game 1, they're going to give the ball to Cat. Cat's going to go around, layup, it's no good! And the Mavs hold on to take game 1. Game 2 was utter domination by the Knicks, as they'd be the first team to beat the Mavericks in the playoffs and would tie the series 1-1. In game 3, the Mavs flipped the script, as they put on a dominating 30-point win to take game 3. Game 4 was a dominating performance for the Mavs, as they'd win a crucial game and take the series lead to 3-1. Now the Mavs are 1 win away from a dynasty, or 3 losses away from a complete collapse. So heading into game 4, the stakes were high, and with home court advantage, the odds are in their favor. Even though the nerves were high, this didn't stop this big 3 from playing at their best, as the Mavericks were hitting shot after shot, but that don't mean the Knicks weren't doing the same. So now with only 23 seconds left, it's a 1-point game, and the Knicks are inbounding the ball. Karl Anthony Towns gets the ball at the top of the 3-point line dribbling, drives to the basket, and he's fouled. Major mistake there by Lively. Cat's first attempt is good. Now with his second to take the lead, and he misses it. It's now Mavs ball with 15 seconds left. Luka's gonna get the inbound. Now with only 6 seconds left, he gets the screen, shoots the ball, and it's no good. The Knicks are still alive. Now with 1 second left, Payne gets the ball, shoots the 3, and we're going to overtime. What an insane end of the quarter. Now in overtime, it was a Mavericks takeover, as they were unstoppable, going on a 25-5 run, which means the Mavericks take game 5 and win the NBA Finals. Now that this team is officially a dynasty, there's no way they would split them up, right? Now in the offseason, this team was working non-stop, because they had hopes of becoming one of 5 teams to three-peat, and with how dominant this team has been, it wasn't out of the question, as they were also able to retain all of their key pieces. So at the start of the 2024 and 2025 season, this team was once again unstoppable, with Jalen Brunson finally breaking out as arguably the best guard in the league. Everything was going great for this team as a three-peat seemed inevitable. That was until...
In a shocking turn of events, Luka Doncic has been traded to the Lakers for Anthony Davis.
Right before our eyes, the team that just won 2 back-to-back championships just traded arguably their best player. And even though Luka was devastated, his chemistry with LeBron just clicked. But out in Dallas, a new big 3 would be formed. And now Jalen and Kyrie finally have a capable big man. But this big 3 did not do as well as most people would have thought. After the trade, Dallas would have a mid-season collapse, which was caused by a lack of chemistry and just overall bad play. They would manage to miss the playoffs despite winning back-to-back championships. And just like that, that'd be it. As Jalen Brunson's time with the Mavericks was phenomenal, as he won 2 championships in 3 years. But one thing's for sure though, his legacy has changed forever.